Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to the Senior Spotlight video. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope finals have wrapped well and you guys are looking forward to the summer. Something that we do at the end of every semester is we try to honor the seniors that are graduating and might be leaving the BCM here soon. We usually are all together in one room and have just one different person from the BCM come up and speak about each of the seniors. And just kind of give a testament maybe of how they met or how they're going to remember them or just encouragement to them as they graduate. So with coronavirus and quarantining, social distancing, we definitely didn't want to lose that. And so what we've done in this video is pretty similar. We reached out to one person for each senior that might have impacted them in some way, and just had them share a little bit about what that person means to them. Just know this is only a small picture of who these seniors are. If you haven't got the chance to meet them, if we let all of these speakers speak at length for what these people mean in their lives, I'm sure this video would stretch on for hours and hours, but we at least wanted to encourage them for just a short couple of minutes here. It's my hope, it's our hope that this is an encouragement to you seniors, a blessing to you, and what I'll say in addition to that is just that, we are so thankful for you guys. I am thankful for you guys, the impact that each of you guys have had on the ministry. Whether you think you did or not, I think you all have had just tremendous impacts on so many people's lives, as you'll get to see and as we all get to sharing together. So whether you were here every week and you were serving officially on different roles, or you were just present in people's lives, no matter what your involvement looked like, we are all so thankful for you. And with that, I would say don't be strangers. Definitely are excited for those that are coming back for grad school, but if you're moving to the other side of the country or anywhere in between, definitely don't want this to be the end of our relationships and our friendships. So definitely keep in touch. Know that we love you guys, and we are praying for you, and we're so happy for you. Congratulations, you guys did it. With that, I'll hand it off.
Congratulations, Abigail, on graduating. I'm so glad that I've been able to know you since our freshman year together. In fact, one of my favorite memories is when you and a few other freshman girls and I would meet once a week at the Colk Steps during our spring semester freshman year and just pray together. It was a really encouraging time for me, especially since I was going through a pretty tough season of life, and you guys all taught me how to pray and what it looks like to really desire to seek God's will. And not my own. So thank you for that. And so we know that you've been pretty busy the past few years with your double major in physics and aerospace engineering, with research, with Gold Rush. But we have enjoyed all the times that you've been able to come to BCM. You've served so well on the worship team, and in general, just an absolute joy to be around with your open personality and just a really amazing smile that you have on your face all the time. So all of us at BCM are cheering you on as you enter the next stage of life with your upcoming wedding and with grad school at Harvard University, just like we cheered you on every time you stepped foot on the football field of Gold Rush. So my prayer for you is that you continue to seek God first in all things and to desire to be used by Him wherever He leads you, especially in this next 4 years in academia. And I also pray that you continue to use the gifts and talents that God's given you for His kingdom and for His glory. Congratulations again, and I am so excited for you.
Hey guys, so I'm here today to talk about someone very near and dear to my heart, someone who's become like a brother to me, Alex Diaz, who is graduating this summer. So Alex has always been around since I've been at the BCM. He's been, we were in the same household together. We were both newbies in it, so that was a great experience being able to sort of bond in that. But more than that, Alex has always been a spiritual mentor to me. He's been faithful to share the word with me. He's been faithful to rebuke me when needed. He's just always been there. And as a person of biblical stature in my life. So I love him and appreciate him for that. And more than that, Alex has always been faithful with what he's been given. I'm reminded of his vision as a community vision team leader this past year. Even like last year when he received the position, he was adamant to begin and see how can he do his part to make community of the BCM better, which has always been just that drive in him. He's always had that motivating drive, which the Lord has gifted him, and I find that so funny. But anyways, yeah. So Alex has always been a faithful leader and a friend and a brother, and I pray that as he goes out into Virginia with his job, I know the Lord is going to give him opportunity, and I know he's going to be faithful with what the Lord has given him and what opportunities the Lord will be providing with him. So I just, Alex, if you're listening to this, man, just know that I love you. I'm praying for you, and stay in touch.
I'd like to take a minute to talk about my good friend, Allie Brightwell. So I've known her for the past 3 years at the BCM, but this past year has just been really great. We've had more time to just get to know each other and do really fun things outside of school. There's been lots of times where we went to her apartment and just hung out, and one time we went to Zaxby's and it was really sketchy, but we were gonna go get our chicken. So we went in and we laughed the whole time about it, and we sat in our car one night and just talked for 2 and 3 hours, and it was just so great because we talked about everything and anything, and it's just little things like that that I really love, and I'm gonna remember the most about her. And one thing I really do appreciate though is her honesty and her openness with people. It's a rare quality to find in somebody, and I love that about her just because she's super honest about everything and anything, and she's not afraid to be blunt and real with people, and I'm the same way. So I love that I share that quality with someone, and I just appreciate her sassy comments now and again. So I'm gonna miss hearing those every now and again. But really though, like, her being open and honest is just really great because it allows her to be more vulnerable, and she's been so much more vulnerable with me this past year, and it's been really cool to hear what God's been doing in her life and just be able to see how much he's changing her, and just hearing about the things that she's been going through and her highs and her lows. It's just been great because I get to see how God is changing her, and that's just been really awesome to see in someone. And it's so awesome to have it reciprocated too, because she's not shy to ask me those hard questions and have those deep conversations. She really wants to know like what God is doing in my life and how he's changing me, and it's just really great to have somebody who really cares and is just trying to figure out what God's been doing and actually wants to hear about it. So I really appreciate that about her, and I just really love how much closer we've gotten this year and how much of a friend that she means to me, and I'm really gonna miss her. So love you, Allie.
Hey y'all, I get the amazing pleasure and opportunity of talking about one of the people I've known for the longest at the BCM, because I've known her since before I transferred to Georgia Tech. That's right, Ashley Bates, I'm talking about you. Ashley and I met at the BCM at Clayton State University. That was a long time ago, kind of. But yeah, Ashley and I were both at the BCM at Clayton State, and Ashley transferred out, and then I transferred out a couple semesters later. My first or second semester at Tech, I just ran into Ashley one time when we were just both walking to class, and I'm so glad that we ran into each other, and that she was able to start coming to the BCM, and that we just got to hang out a lot more, and we got to do breaking bread together, and then she joined my household. So it's just been really cool to see you grow, Ashley, and how you've helped me grow in my faith as well, and just the wisdom and knowledge that you have of the Bible and spiritual things, and just also your involvement on campus, being a commuter, being involved in BCM, as well as like University Fellowship and Liberty in North Korea, and I think there's a couple other, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, Ashley, you are so special, and I love you so much, and I cannot wait to see where God takes you after you graduate. But yeah, I hope that we can stay in touch, and I will miss you. Bye.
Hi everyone, I'm here to talk about someone who means a lot to me. Bethany, it's been a wonderful almost 3 years of friendship, and I have been truly blessed to have you in my life for so many different reasons. Something I especially remember is when I biked back to the apartment one night and my bike lock was jammed from the cold, and I was really struggling with it and just super frustrated and stressed out. And you were returning to the apartment at that time, and you not only showed concern for the situation, but you also stayed outside to help me with my bike lock, even though it was really late and really cold. Um, and you honestly might not remember that, but that was one of the many things that show how big your heart is for others. This was also evident in your passion for international students. It was so encouraging to see you regularly at Language Cafe and also comforting to see a familiar face. You have been such a wonderful friend, and I have loved doing yoga, baking, and being in a household together for the past years, and also bonding over STEM power and being CG leaders. Bethany, you will be missed incredibly. Your gentle spirit, gracefulness, and love for others is truly a reflection of Christ. And while I am so sad you will be leaving tech, I'm also so excited to see what God has in store for you. Proverbs 3:3-4 says, "Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man." I hope and pray that you continue in your walk with God in love and faithfulness. Congratulations on getting out of tech, and please come visit often. I will be sending you love and prayers always, wherever God takes you.
I can't believe you guys asked me to talk about this guy. But it's an honor and a pleasure to talk about my boy, Christopher Carter. Now, me and Christopher Carter have known each other a while, but we really only became friends because of Asher. Asher started our friendship. So I would go over to hang out at their place a lot, and then one time me and Asher were playing Rocket League in his room, and Chris got on in his room, and so that's basically like the first time we hung out. We weren't in the same room, but we were doing the same thing. But as last year went on, I'd hang out with Asher more and more. Me and Chris became better friends, and especially at Focus, we really solidified our friendship. And as this year went on, we really grew in our friendship. And I will always hold on to one memory with you, Chris. When we got back from Asher's wedding, when we were in his basement and just playing ping pong for hours, it started off as us talking about memories we had with Asher. But then it grew into a lot more. It grew into us sharing what the Lord has done in our life and how He has grown us and has affected us. And I will always hold on to that, Chris. I will always think about that night, about how much it helped me to understand you and to see the Lord in my heart again, and to re-understand a lot of things that happened in my life. You did a lot for me that night without maybe even knowing it. And from that night, we've hung out a lot since then, and it's been really awesome being your friend and getting to know you and playing Rocket League with you all the time, especially now. But I know that you're going to do great things in Virginia. And I know the Lord is leading you to do great things up there, and that He has a huge plan for you. And you better believe I'm going to be up there, because all my friends are up there and my brother's up there. So I'll be hitting you up sometime soon.
Hey Cole, studios for you, dude. I just want to give you a shout out, tell you how proud I am of you for making it through tech. I know you got a semester left, but I know you'll do well, and I know you'll do well in the MCAT too. Dude, you've worked hard, you've worked diligently, you've worked faithfully, and in a way that's so encouraging to me, and I know many others. And all that faithfulness that you've shown in your work really carries over in a lot of your relationships, dude. I can say a lot for the relationship that you and I have, man. You've shown me your family, and they have loved me so well. Just to be able to talk to you about the Word, man. I know I can talk to you endlessly about really anything. And I'm so grateful for our friendship, dude. You've been there through a lot of highs, a lot of lows. And, it's just a sign of gratefulness that I have, and definitely a blessing from God. But I just want to give you this message. Go out there and kill it. I know you'll do well, and I know you'll give God all the glory. Take care, man. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to take a second to talk about who you guys may know as potentially the most fly guy in the BCM, but personally, who I know as Coleman Falcon Alfaro. Now, Coleman actually first introduced me into the BCM when we were living on the same floor, freshman year, first semester, and I'm eternally grateful for the opportunity that he gave me to meet all of you guys. and for the fact that he's been such a fantastic friend over the years. As you guys may know, we went to GTL together junior year, and we got a chance to do some pretty interesting stuff. I believe we hiked about 27 miles in the Black Forest one weekend, in one day, and I basically broke my ankle because I couldn't keep up with the speed that Coleman was going at by the end of it. So I was limping for a few days afterwards, but Coleman, I love you, man, and it's been an incredible time getting a chance to know you better and to share all the things that we've discovered and all the things that we've struggled with over the years. And I greatly appreciate that you've been so open to talking about these things and so willing to entertain all the questions I have about what it means to be Christian and what it means to love God and things of that nature. So I know you have big plans out there. I know you're going to do fantastic, and I know that you're really happy to get out of here. So best of luck out there, man. I love you, and no matter what happens, don't forget to be awesome.
Hey, Colin. I was trying to remember the first time I met you, and I honestly couldn't do it. So instead, let's remember the first and last time I met you in North Carolina. So I was visiting my brother at his college while you were co-oping in Greensboro, and at the very last second, I remember I invited you to come to dinner with some of his friends and me. And I remember, Colin, you came in, sat down, and someone asked you to introduce yourself, and you looked around and said, "Hey, I'm Colin Morris. I'm a student at Georgia Tech, major mechanical engineering, hometown Snellville, home state Georgia, as implied, and favorite color, blue." I don't remember exactly what you said, but I do remember that within about 5 seconds of meeting you, you had an entire table of strangers laughing. And Colin, you are one of the funniest people I know, but I desperately hope that's not what people remember about you from that night. I hope they remember that you drove 40 minutes out of your way to see a friend, and that you stayed up late with my brother and I talking about your testimony and how God used the people around you your freshman year to help build you up in the faith. And I hope people remember how you've served as a community group leader and how you've worried and prayed for the people in your group. I hope they remember you as someone who's been honest with your friends about your struggles, even as you go through them now, but that God has been faithful to Colin Morris. And I know from being in your household and being your friend that you aren't someone who always does things perfectly, but you are someone who cares about knowing what's true and serving others and serving God and loving Christ. And I have no idea at all what you're doing after graduation, and in all likelihood, at the time of recording, neither do you. But I do know who will be doing that, and so whatever you do, I'm sure you're going to be great at it. I'm sure you're going to be serving God at it, and I don't really believe you're graduating yet, and it hasn't hit. But wherever you go, I really hope we stay in touch. And yeah, love you, Colin. God bless. Hope you're doing well.
So over the past 2 years, I've had Conrad Patrick in my community group not once, but twice. And I have to say, Conrad is a legend. Between making the pledges as his frat come over and sing us all Christmas carols to just being a big goofy guy all the time. He always had encouraging things to say and prayed powerfully. And I love his heart for his brothers in his frat. He went to a non-Christian frat and was just always every week at our community group talking about how much he loved and cared for them and wanted to pour into their lives. And I love how he became president of his frat, and then when he wasn't able to do that anymore, his mindset was not he's just gonna slink back away. He's like, I still am trying to love these guys and serve these guys. And so with that mindset and with that preparation, I'm sure that he can go into doing whatever God calls him to do, wherever that's at, whether it's among believers or unbelievers, and to be God's hands and feet in that situation. Conrad, I love you, and I wish the best for you in all your future endeavors. Peace.
David, here we are, man. We made it. We're about to graduate. Our senior year is over. And man, it's kind of surreal, like letting it sink in. Anyway, though, I have the privilege and the honor of doing this video for you of like encouragement. I don't know exactly how this is going to work. I don't know if it'll just be for you or if like other people will see it as well. But I just wanted to remind you sort of how we became friends. And that was the spring break trip, sort of, at least in my mind, spring break trip, our sophomore year. it's just kind of you and me kind of sitting back and, like doing work, just the two of us, and getting to talk to each other, and just kind of like learn about each other a lot. Then, time kind of passes. I think you went to your co-op and stuff like that. But anyway, but then like last spring semester, at Focus, you sitting down with me, kind of there at the end, and us just talking and catching up some. You're in your co-op semester that semester as well, because I remember I was staying in your room. But anyway, yeah, and ever since then we've been able to call each other basically every week, and as far as I can remember, we might have missed one. Like we've missed very few. Call each other, be able to just catch up about just things, but also be able to encourage each other like spiritually, and help push each other towards like living a more Christ-like life. And man, I don't know, man, that's just I just think that's so awesome, because that's sort of the, I don't know, like, I guess one of the few relationships I've really, really formed so deeply, where the base foundation was on Christ himself. And I think that's really, really awesome. Since then we found other similarities about like firearms and like, economics, like the stocks, and, also more recently like trucks and houses and stuff like that. So yeah, man, it's been awesome. I'm so thankful for the time that we've known each other, and the time that I've been able to call you my friend. Anyway, I hope that we stay in touch, which I'm sure we will. I'm sure we'll continue to call each other every week, whatever time that is. Yeah. So anyway, man, just want to let you know that I love you, and hope that you hope that things go well. Take it easy.
So I'm here to offer a peer review on my brother's girlfriend. I've had the absolute joy this semester getting to know more of the lovely Emma Shumway. I got to join her household, and I got to learn a lot more about her and all the wonderful skills and the assets she brings to the table. She can sing like an angel and play every instrument under the sun. She cooks with sorcery. She has a wealth of historical knowledge, particularly about presidents and their beards, and plenty of other amazing things. Emma has been such a joy to get to know, and it's been so much fun. I've got to bother her a lot this semester. I got to go explore a cemetery with her, which was wonderful, and honestly really, really gorgeous, and one of my fonder memories from this semester. And I've got to really be encouraged by her just boldness of faith, and her consideration and heart for other people, and to make sure everyone's included. It's just really great. And I'm going to miss her a lot. And I hear a rumor that she's coming back in the fall, so excited about that. And yeah. Emma!
So I have the honor of getting to talk about the one, the only Harrison Barlow. So if you don't know Harrison very well, maybe your impression of him is a very loud scream from the bathroom of the BCM, or maybe raining pillows on any given day of the week down the stairs. Harrison can take credit for both of those. But I've had the privilege of getting to know Harrison a lot more closely over the past 3 years. I've been in his household, and I've lived in the same building as him for 2 years. So Harrison, when I think about how you have influenced my life in the Lord, I think of two words in particular that really come to my mind: love and truth. Love because you deeply love and care for the people around you with sincerity, with genuineness, in a way that is felt, that is known. And truth because you care deeply about the truth of God's Word and who He is, and you desire to share that with people. And even more so, I think you live out and demonstrate that those two words, love and truth, aren't separate, but they're intertwined. You love people by sharing truth with them, and when you share truth with people, you do it in a loving way. You never miss the person on the other side of the table from you. I've experienced that in my own life when I needed someone to talk to, when I've needed wisdom. You've guided me, you've given me advice, you've prayed for me, you've prayed with me, and I'm so grateful for that. So thank you, Harrison, just for the time we've been able to spend together, the laughs we've been able to share, the days we've been able to spend studying together and hanging out and just getting to know one another. And thank you for all that you've done to invest in me and in so many others in the BCM for the sake of the gospel, for the sake of Jesus. It's a joy to be your brother in Christ. Thank you for everything. I love you. I'm thankful for you. And I pray that the grace of the Lord would be with you in this next season of your life. Definitely know that you have brothers and sisters at Tech who love you, who care about you, and are praying for you.
Hey, Josh. First off, congrats on getting out. We made it, dude. We are done. We're graduated. Dude, it's been a real pleasure getting to know you the past year at the BCM. Like, truly, it's been an honor. For those who don't know, Josh and I were in the same community group this year, and we didn't really know each other before that, but getting to know each other for this short time, like I said, it's been awesome. I always love how any conversation that you're in with Josh, it's instantly brightened by him being there. Josh, you have a real passion for everything and a joy that is truly contagious. From rockets to cast iron, anything, skillets, Dutch ovens, you name it. By the way, if anyone is interested in cast iron, like cooking utensils, and wants to know how to maintain them, Josh is your man. He knows a lot about that. But it's really clear that you have a love for life and all the blessings that God bestows on us. More than that, you genuinely love and encourage other people in any conversation that you have. You absolutely love the Word of God. I'll never forget last semester one analogy that you either coined or brought up for the first time that I'd heard. I was really struggling a lot with seeing a lot of the plans that I'd kind of made for my life kind of fall apart right in front of me. We were talking about it in community groups, what God's plan kind of looks like in our lives and how to trust Him in that. And you put it this way with an analogy of, you're in the kitchen with God, and He's gonna make it. He's got a plan for the meal, right? And He goes in and He cracks an egg, and then you rush in there all excited, like, okay, God, I see it. You're making an omelet. This is gonna be a great omelet. I can't wait for this omelet. When in reality, He's about to make a cake. That analogy's been kind of refined over the last few months too. Of like, he starts making the omelet, starts making the cake. He cracks the egg, and you're like, all right, this is gonna be a great omelet. And then he throws in a cup of sugar and a cup of flour, and you're like, what? What are you doing? But just learning to be content in the plans that God has and to trust Him in that. And Josh, you've been a huge help for me, and I'm sure a lot of others, and just always being able to trust God and to delight in the plans that He has for us. Josh, I don't know the plans that the Lord has for you, but I do know that His plans to prosper. He works all things for the good of those who love Him, and you do love Him. I know that, and I know that no matter where He sends you, you're gonna be faithful in it, and that you're gonna be bringing glory to His name wherever you go. Thank you for the last year. It's truly been an honor. I love you, man. Congrats on getting out. Bye.
So Josh Preston and I have known each other since freshman year. In that time, life's been a roller coaster, but through being RAs together, BCM, beach trips, and probably more caffeine than Josh may have wanted, I've seen the faithfulness of Christ in Josh's life over and over again. It's been such an encouragement to me, and in fact, the joy and the hope that Josh looks at about the world, really has been an encouragement to myself and so many others. He really is truly the jolliest guy I know, and always has been the sweetest. And in any case, Josh, as you embark on this next chapter of life, I know God is going to use you in amazing ways, not only just to find fulfillment in Him and in His kingdom, but that so many people are going to be impacted for His kingdom by the light and life of Christ that you live.
I just want to take a second to recognize one of my best friends, Cameron Hawkins. It's been a pleasure getting to know you over these last 4 years. We've shared a lot of memories together. That's fishing with Will in the mountains for way too long, or going down to our lake house. I've really enjoyed just every moment getting to know you and your family. You're one of the most hardworking people I know, very diligent, and I know that'll reward you well in life. It's been really cool to see you live out your faith, not only in your relationships with your roommates, but your relationships with your family, as well as others. So I'm very happy for you graduating, and I know you're looking forward to bigger and better things along the way.
Kelsey, Julian, and I became friends slowly, and let's just say awkwardly is an understatement, but I wouldn't have it any other way, and man, I wish I had time to tell stories about that, but moving on. Kelsey is one of the kindest and gentlest people you'll ever know. She loves and cares deeply for all of the people in her life. She speaks truth gently and in love when you really need it. She's a great listener, which is fitting considering I never seem to know when to stop talking. But one has to remember that Kelsey has such wisdom to share when she does choose to speak. So she's taught me a lot about the importance of listening. And clearly I have a lot to learn about that, but I have a lot to thank Kelsey for. I have to keep this short, so I'll just say thank you, Kelsey. Thank you for being my awkward best friend. For loving me despite all the times I failed you, and really for loving me as Jesus loves. For praying with me, for crying with me, and some of my favorite memories for sitting in our living room, quietly listening to jazz music while we read our separate books. I'm definitely sad that our time as roommates at GT was cut short and that it's over. But I cherish every second that we've had together. Yes, from the awkward times during second year in the NAV 8th floor study room, all the way to this year when we would sit in your room for 2-3 hours and have heart-opening conversations. Thank you for exemplifying the truth of the beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which in God's sight is precious, from 1 Peter 3:4. Kelsey, I could never render enough words to accurately portray just how grateful I am to God for you being in my life. But I really love you, and I'm eternally grateful and thankful that we can be awkward best friends and sisters bonded in heart through Christ. And I look forward to seeing how you live your life through the instruction of the Word of God as you move into this next season of your life. Kelsey, I love you, I miss you, and I'm so excited for you. Congratulations on your graduation from Georgia Tech.
Hey everyone, I have the blessing to get to talk a little bit about Lainey Patterson. I got to be in a small group with Lainey, not this past year, but the year before. And it was such a blessing to me to get to know you a little bit, Lainey, in that setting. And just wanted to speak real quick. I think there are a couple things that you get to know and see in Lainey's life really quick after getting to meet her, for those of you that do know her. And so the first thing that you see right off the bat is just her incredible kindness. Lainey, you do such an awesome job of displaying God's love to the people in your life and everyone that you meet. That was evident right off the bat in our community group. I'm sure all the people in the BCM that are impacted by you on a weekly basis and on a daily basis can testify to this as well. And, just seeing that with your friendships with international students as well, how you love them like Christ would. And so that's been an encouragement to me. And I think the second thing that you see is just Lainey's love for the Lord, and then also her extensive knowledge of the things about God and things about His Word as well. I think God has given you, Lainey, such an incredible gift of knowledge and of understanding the Scriptures, and you do a great job of sharing what God is teaching you and what God has taught you with others around you and standing up for truth. And I definitely have been blessed by that. There are numerous times in our community group where I did not have proper understanding of the Scripture or proper theology about who God was, and you instructed me very lovingly and graciously, and I'm super thankful for you. We are excited for you. I'm glad that you're coming back for grad school. So congrats to you on that, and congrats to you on Phil, with your upcoming wedding. So we're excited for you. We love you, Lainey, and I'm just super thankful for you.
Dear Leslie, thank you for being a wonderful friend and apartment mate. I love that you find joy in the small things, you laugh and smile so easily, and you're always quick to give hugs. A few of my favorite memories together are riding to and from Focus together last summer, having supper together in our apartment and talking about life, our futures, and our relationships with others and with God, going to Jenny's with our whole apartment on my birthday, going to buy new running shoes, and buying our first race socks, even though they were ridiculously priced, and running together and celebrating after finishing the Publix 5K in half. Thank you for always taking the time to talk and sincerely ask how I'm doing, for reminding me of the importance of hugs, for demonstrating the importance of being open and letting people in, for humbly seeking to grow in your walk with the Lord, for your faithfulness to your church and Bible study, for loving others with your words and actions, for using your musical talents to serve on the worship team, for speaking life-giving words of advice, wisdom, and encouragement, for your patience and grace during some of the days and weeks when I was running low physically, spiritually, and emotionally. You helped me relearn the art of being vulnerable in my relationships. You demonstrated the importance of taking the time to slow down and do something nice for someone, even when you're busy and it takes some more effort and time, like embroidering towels for a family member or decoration for a friend. You demonstrated the importance of getting out of your comfort zone and letting God take away insecurities and fear as you led worship for the first time at your church. You inspired me to start journaling my prayers in scripture more when you shared your own desire to make changes in your life and to grow. I will miss sharing an apartment with you next year, but I'm so thankful for the many memories we had together from this year, and I'm excited to see you around next year as you pursue your master's. My prayer for you as we go from here is Philippians 1:3-11, that you may find confidence in Jesus who continues to work in and through you, that you continue to abound in love, pursue excellence, and seek truth and sincerity, and that you are filled with the fruits of the Spirit for the glory and praise of the Lord. Love you, sweet friend, and see you soon.
Hey guys, I'm here to talk to everybody about someone very special to me. When I first heard of Lily, she was the one that everyone told me I had to talk to if I needed info about electrical engineering. But honestly, she helped me with a lot more than that. She is one of the people who made the BCM truly feel like home to me. Even though she already had a bunch of amazing friends, she still went out of her way to get to know me, help me, and just be a friendly face that I could talk to. She's so kind and patient and genuinely interested in the lives of others. No matter how busy she was, she still took time to invest in those around her, even if it meant staying up till 2 a.m. multiple times, helping with homework, or procrastinating and playing Just Dance. Lily reminds me of how to live for the Lord every day and not get caught up in the work or just our day-to-day activities. Watching her share God's love with others, even through her position as president of WEC, has just been very inspirational. And I'm super excited that we'll be seeing more of Lily this upcoming year as she becomes a grad student. And I will also be super excited that I will be living with her. And I promise, Lily, I will not keep you up until 2 a.m. Too much. Love you, Lily.
Luke, what's up, buddy? I miss you. I just wanted to take a little bit of time to say that I'm super thankful that God placed you in my life during my time at Tech. You played a really big part in my spiritual walk, and you've really been a great role model to me. It's still crazy to think that I really didn't know you when I came to Tech, but that we became best friends like instantly. And you really welcomed me in to the BCM and everything like that. Looking back, we really spent a lot of time together, whether it was like bowling or lifting or hiking in Utah, or long talks about the Bible, to playing music and cornhole, to getting burnt in my Jeep on the way to Focus. Pretty much, if you think of it, we've probably done it. And even though that we don't see each other a ton anymore, I wanted to say that you're a huge part of my life and still one of my closest friends. I hope your time at Tech and the BCM has been amazing, and I'm excited to hear how God continues to use you in the world to share the gospel, man. Luke, thanks for being the Chad to my Brad and the Captain America to my Bucky. I love you, dude, and I hope to see you soon. Congrats on getting out.
Mansion. You have supported and encouraged me and brought me back to Jesus in more ways than you will ever know. I'm so grateful for your friendship, and you are one of the reasons I'm still at Tech, and Tech feels like a home. You impacted my life for the better, and watching you grow to love Jesus and seeing you be changed by him was immensely encouraging to me. You are an example of someone who lives their life for God's glory. From reading through Deuteronomy with you my freshman year and realizing the Old Testament is actually pretty cool, to you encouraging me to come early to church and serve or to prayer time, you continue to bring me out of my comfort zone and help me grow. I distinctly remember one time freshman year being really upset about something and you encouraged me with our Savior. You didn't tell me it was going to be okay or anything superficial. You told me to rest in God and His promises for my life, that He was working through what I was encountering. You encouraged me into leadership in BCM. You continue to be the person in my life who spoke truth you and I both knew that I needed but didn't want to deal with. You weren't going to let me stay in my comfort zone, and I desperately needed that. One of the things I admire most is that you have learned not to live life alone. Whatever you were doing, you brought people in, whether that was fun adventures with friends or bringing people along with you to share the gospel as you have done with me. Your heart for others and sharing the gospel is contagious, and you impress that importance upon everyone you meet. Even now, 3 years later, you make yourself available to me and so many others. I love you so much. Thank you for everything. I could not ask for a better person to journey through tech with.
College is a great time to meet new people and make awesome friends. So I'm going to talk some about Max Beaver, who I met recently in about the second grade. We were in Cub Scouts and then Boy Scouts together, and then we were both homeschooled, so we sort of swam in the same circles. And we both went to UNG for a while, and then made our way to Georgia Tech to study mechanical engineering. And we wound up rooming together there. And that's how I got to know Max a lot better, was this past year, we've been rooming together with some other friends from Scouts. And if I was going to pick one thing to talk about Max that stands out to me the most, it's his discipline. Because I saw this man go from in the spring of last year playing Siege online with friends very passionately, most nights of the week for several hours, to this past fall playing maybe once or twice a month. Because as his workload increased, he reacted accordingly. He would work day and night throughout all of it. The thing that stands out to me the most clear example of his discipline has been this past semester we were in capstone together. It was us and David Williams and 3 other mechanical engineers. And we wound up, to make a long story short, with a project that really should have gone to some electrical engineers. We were trying to make this RFID scanner system, and none of us knew how to do it. None of us had any pre-existing knowledge. And I saw Max just work so diligently throughout the semester as he filled in his knowledge, as he filled in the knowledge for the team, as he researched, as he put in the time in research, as he put in the time sourcing components, as he put in the time at the hive, at the studio, testing, building, designing, failing, learning, growing, doing all the things you're supposed to do, and just grinding out through all of this. And that really inspired me. That work ethic, that drive has always been very inspirational to me. It's helped me. So Max, thank you for demonstrating that. Thank you for allowing me to witness that. I know it's going to serve you well going forward. And if I can say one last thing to Max specifically, Yayit in Center Street.
Hey Michael, it has been so great to get to know you this year. It's really just crazy to think that you've only been around for a year. It seems like you've been around a lot longer than that, and I'm just amazed that you were able to get as plugged in to the BCM, and then also that you have become as good of a friend as you have in only 1 year. And I think that speaks a lot about who you are. I've just been really encouraged by how much you love people, how genuine you love them, and just how you really, really care about people and how you're so hospitable. But how you use that too, how you use your excitement and your love of people just as a way to reach out to them. It has been so cool to see just the excitement that you have for everything and what you did with the prayer action team, and how you're so excited to take over the Tuesday night prayer time that you do and all the other things, and how you always did everything with such excitement and always wanting to do the best you could. I will really miss not having you around next year, but I know that you're going to have a great time in Washington, D.C. So, best of luck to you.
Hey guys, so today I get the privilege of talking about one of my best friends, Nathaniel Williams. So I definitely knew who he was, but we never talked a whole lot until he showed up at my church one Sunday, and I was like, yo, I know you. And from that point, we've been pretty great friends. Without fail, I've lost every single game of chess or ping pong to Nathaniel because he's way too good, and basketball, and really anything else athletic. He's also a much better student than me, and I've always admired the way he gives his best effort to everything he does. Aside from that, when we started talking some more, I quickly saw how much God was working in his life. I realized that Nathaniel is someone who cares deeply about honoring God with every part of his life, and who encourages others to do the same. He is now one of the leaders in our church, and it is really cool to see him use that gift to serve people. And here's a short illustration of that. So when I was in New York City this summer for a church internship, Nathaniel helped my parents move into their new house since I wasn't home, and he even helped them with other things around the house. So whenever I think of Nathaniel, I think of Proverbs 17:17, which says, "A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity." While he has been an incredible friend to me, he has also been like a brother to me. So even though you're graduating, I'm still very glad that we get to go to the same church, at least for now. I know that God will use you powerfully wherever he leads you, and I will always be your friend.
Hey y'all. So today I get the absolute honor of saying a couple words about everyone's favorite BCM communications leader, Mr. Noah Dougherty. Now, everyone knows Noah as the super loud and obnoxious guy with the announcements from before Velocity, and while that's my first and certainly loudest memory of Noah, I've learned there's a lot more to him than that. Over the past 2 semesters, I've gotten to know Noah in a variety of ways. From talking with him at Man Camp to talking with him at the BCM and serving with him in a variety of ways on his action team, I've seen Noah and his passion for the Lord in so many different ways. Noah is a genuine and kind and incredibly welcoming person, and every conversation I've ever had with him has inspired me and made me want to be a better person and grow my relationship with the Lord. And Noah, I know it's only been a year and it's coming to a close way too fast, but I'm glad you finally got out, and I can't wait to see what the Lord has in store for you in the real world. I know you'll do great, and he will use you to bless so many different people in as many ways as you can think of.
Hi everyone. I have the privilege of talking about Thomas, who over the past few years has become one of my closest friends in the world. Our story began freshman year. I was coming into Georgia Tech not knowing anybody, and I was really nervous about being assigned a random roommate. But God was really good to me, and he gave me Thomas as my roommate. We became friends really fast, and we've been friends ever since then. Thomas has seen my good days, he's seen my bad days, and he has been there for me through it all. The really special thing about our friendship is that I have been able to watch the most beautiful transition take place in Thomas's life, and that is the transition from disbelief to belief. That change has been very apparent in the way Thomas lives his life, and I have seen the effects of the Holy Spirit in him ever since he decided to put his faith in Jesus. It's been incredibly encouraging to see Thomas's eagerness to share the gospel with all the people closest to him who don't know Jesus. Also, I'm sure many of you know that Thomas's theology has progressed so quickly that sometimes he answers questions for me that I've been struggling with as long as I can remember. God's work is very apparent in his life, and it's honestly just really fun to watch. So, Thomas, I am so incredibly happy that you're coming back to Georgia Tech for grad school and that I don't have to say goodbye to you right now. But nonetheless, you're moving on to the next phase of life, and I want to tell you that your friendship has meant a whole lot to me and that I could not have asked for a better roommate, friend, or brother. You have inspired me in more ways than you know, and I am very excited to see where God takes you and the life that he blesses you with. Love you, Thomas.
Well, I bet y'all didn't know that those came with a black belt. But I had the amazing honor to talk about my really great friend, Tommy James. And just getting to know you over the past few years, man, it's been really cool. Ever since you came in from KSU, which a lot of people probably don't know that you even transferred in just because you're such a great part of the community at the BCM. You've just been such a great encourager. You've always just been so genuinely joyful and happy and smiling, and you're just always bringing up the people around you. You just serve so well. It's been really awesome to see what God has done through you, and as a CG leader this year and as my accountability partner, just getting to know you more genuinely and vulnerably, just getting to call you each week. And I know that will continue even after graduation, but we definitely want to wish you well, and we'll be praying for you. I definitely want to let you know that just I love you, man, and I know a lot of the people at the BCM can say the same, and I'm really honored that I got to kind of be that last voice from the BCM to send you off and just let you know that we're really encouraged and we want to hear what God does in your life, and just we'll be praying for you, man.
Hey guys, so I have the privilege to talk about my good friend Tyler Messer, and for those of you that know him, you know that he's got a real heart for the Lord and has been a big contributor at the BCM. Among his contributions, my favorite is how he's been a mean pancake flipper at all of our pancake nights, and also on a personal level, I've had the honor of sharing a wall with him this year over at our apartment, and just by virtue of that proximity, we've gotten to have a lot of cool conversations. For those of you that don't know, Tyler's engaged. He's scheduled to get married on May 16th. And of course, this is not exactly the best time to be getting married with all this quarantine stuff. And so just to see how he's been dealing with that, and also just the representation of what's going on in his life and his fiance's life through all this, it's been a really amazing thing to watch and just see how they have navigated it. And at the core of it all, it's that God is at the center of the relationship, and seeing how that's all getting stripped down and they're still keeping that in mind. It's been really amazing. Tyler, in that way, and many others, you're an inspiration, and we're going to miss you a lot, man. Wish you all the best.
Hey y'all, today I get to share a little bit about someone I love very dearly, and her name is Wendy. So Wendy, first of all, I just want to thank you for inviting me into your life and being so generous with your time and resources and energy and love and friendship when I know that we all have limited quantities of these things at school. So in households, we read this book called 42 Seconds, and the chapters were about being present, being kind, being brave, and being Jesus. And in different ways, you have modeled all of these qualities for me and been someone I look up to just so much. And of course, I know that we all fall short of these things, but even in this, you have pointed me back to Jesus through the highs and lows of our friendship. So thank you for loving me the way I needed to be loved when I first came into college, and thank you for being a representation of Jesus in my life. Thank you for living out the gospel for me. Thank you for serving me and showing me such understanding and compassion, and still pursuing friendship with me, not because I'm always a good friend to you, but because you have a heart that's been shaped by Jesus and seeks to honor him and be like him. So Wendy, you are a true friend, a good leader, an understanding roommate, a solid listening ear, a sound advice giver, a diligent student, and a good household mom. And I know that you work hard at these things, but overall I just see a child of God who seeks after him in all that she does, and in doing so encourages me and everyone else around her to want that too, and to do the same. So I know that 5 years at college are not wrapping up the way that you may have expected, and just so selfishly, I'm so glad God kept you around tech for another year, because I really needed you, and you so faithfully pointed me back to Jesus this past year. So just know that your time here was not wasted, and the energy you've invested in this ministry and your classmates and the people here were not wasted. That we have been so lucky to serve alongside you, and to have seen the way that you steward your time and resources and opportunities so well and love God's people so well. It's just such a strong testament of his grace to all of us. And so we love you so much.
I want to congratulate Will Landers on graduating this summer. I've known Will since we were both kids in Scouts. He's a great guy who loves the Lord, and he's one of the most dependable people I know. Will, I wish you the best.
What's up, guys? So I have the opportunity to talk about one of my closest friends, Will Secor, or as I like to call him, Bill Secker. Me and Will have been roommates for the past 3 years now at Georgia Tech, and by this time, honestly, Will is more like a brother to me than a friend. We have gone to countless amounts of Braves games, from opening days to playoff games, which have been a blast. We've spent those long hours working on school together. So through really the good times and the bad, I mean, Will's just been an all-around great friend. If you know Will, then you know that he is an authentic and genuine person that loves the Lord. And he loves his friends and will do anything for them. And I'm super grateful for that. But anyways, Will, I just want to take this time to thank you for your friendship and everything that you've done for me. It really means a lot. And I've been lucky enough to watch the Lord work in your life for the past 3 years, and see the man that you've become. And just, I know that the Lord has some awesome things coming your way. I can't wait to see what he does with your future. But man, just know that I really appreciate our friendship, and I know we'll keep in touch. But congratulations on graduating, and yeah, I wish you the best. Love you, man.
Hey everyone. Thank you to our graduating seniors. We are so proud of y'all. You have got out. Congratulations. And thank y'all for how much that you have poured into and invested in our BCM community. It is where it is today because of y'all and because of how you have made disciples in our community and on our campus. So thank y'all so much for all that you have done. We are going to miss y'all incredibly, but we are excited for your future and where you will be going and how you will continue to serve the Lord and to make disciples wherever you go. I just want to take this time just to pray over y'all. And just pray that the Lord is with you wherever he may lead you. Let's pray. Father, Lord, I thank you. I thank you for this BCM community that loves you and serves you so well. I thank you for this year that you have given us. Crazy as it may be, Lord, it was still a great year. And it was still a year to where we saw so much growth in our community and in our students. And we saw many people on our campus come to Christ because of the work that you were doing in this ministry. And Father, I just want to thank you for our graduating seniors. Lord, thank you that they invested in us, that they grew here, they grew closer to you here, and Lord, that they really have helped to move our BCM community forward, to move it closer to you, and they have made disciples that will make disciples on this campus. And Lord, I thank you so much for every single one of them and how they have served you and sought your face in this time and over these past few years that they have been here. Lord, I just want to pray for them. Lord, I ask that you are with them wherever they go, whether that is grad school or moving off for a job. Lord, whatever that you have sent each of them to do, Lord, I pray that you are with them, and that they continue to grow, that they find community wherever you lead them to help to encourage them as they have been encouraged here, but also as they have encouraged us here. Lord, I pray that wherever they go, that they make disciples and that they love you and follow you and serve you well. And Lord, I pray that they don't remain strangers, that they stay in touch with us, and that we are able to continue to celebrate with them as to how you are working in their lives. And so, Lord, I pray that you are with them and that you bless them and keep them. It is in your name that I pray these things. Amen.
Hey guys, seems to me you just got to Georgia Tech, but it's like I always tell you, you never came to stay, you always came to leave. You came and you got a lot of what you came here for. You got your degree, you got incredible friends, you've grown in your faith, you're ready to hit the world in ways that you were not 4 or 5 years ago, and now it's time to go. And so we'll be really sad to see you leave, but we're also really glad because we did exactly the same things that we expected to do when you came that very first day. We expected to help you to grow up. We expected to help you to refine your faith and define your faith in ways that will last you all the years of your life. I pray and hope that by now you have an adult faith. We've been trying to teach you for a long time now what it means to be a Christ-led disciple who makes disciples and to live your life that way. So I think you're ready. As much as I hate to see you go, I'm really glad to see that you're ready to go. And in going, we know that you go with Christ, and we also know that you go with a heart to help others know him as well. So go into all of the world as I know you will. And whether I ever see you again, which I hope I do, but if I don't, I know who you are. I know you're a Christ-led disciple who makes disciples, and I know that's how you live the rest of your life. I want to remind you of something I've reminded you of a few times along the way. I want to remind you of Joshua 1:9 and the encouragement and the expectation and the understanding to be strong and courageous in all that you do, wherever you go, because just like Joshua, you know that the Lord is with you. So you're not only expected to be strong and courageous, you're also encouraged to be strong and courageous. But you also are helped to understand that in all things and at all times, you can be strong and courageous because it is the Lord who goes with you. So stay in touch, give me a call, come for a visit, come take me to lunch, because I'll always be glad to see you again.